There's nothing inherently wrong with the SMART goals technique, etc. Well, there is definitely a lot wrong with the visioning of, oh, this is what I let me sit here and make a vision board and a mood board about like my 5-year plan. My best piece of advice is, let's just start with tomorrow. Okay, let's just start with tomorrow, as opposed to, ooh, what do I want to do in 5 years and my vision board and my mood board and all that stuff. How would the person you want to become, again, it's about living according to your values, and nobody can tell you what your values are. How would the person you want to become spend their time? And by blocking out that time to say, you know what? Yes, I have a dream that someday I'll write a novel. I have a dream that I'll get my PhD. I'll get a dream that I'll have a successful business. Okay, but how much time are you going to invest in that? And knowing that constraint of the same 24 hours with everything else that you want to do and that you dream of forces you to prioritize. And that is essential, consistency over intensity. That is essential to getting to that long-term goal, is to work on it day or over day after day after day. Relentless forward momentum. This is how we accomplish these big goals, not just dreaming about them. The only metric of success from now on for you should be one thing. Did I do what I said I would do without distraction? That's it. That's all you got to do. It's not about finishing anything. It's not about finishing anything. Because when you say to yourself in your calendar, I am going to sit at my desk and work on my book, as you said, Lewis, right? For 30 minutes, 45 minutes, whatever it is you say you want to do. I don't care how long you work on it, whatever you said you're going to do. That technique has been shown. This is called making an implementation intention, which is just a fancy way psychologists call planning out what you're going to do and when you're going to do it. That technique has been shown to be more effective. Here's the kicker. The people who do that actually finish more. They actually get more done than the people who use the to-do list technique. Don't say, oh, I'm going to run a 7:30 or whatever. Say, I am going to walk for 30 minutes and I'm not going to do anything else that might take me away from working on this thing for 30 minutes in my life. I'm going to be with my child without distraction for 1 hour. That's all I'm going to do. I am going to check email and do nothing but flush through my email for 15 minutes without doing anything else. I am going to read a book and nothing else for 20 minutes. That is all you need to do to measure yourself. Don't worry about, will I finish the book? Will I get to inbox 0? Will I have a beautiful relationship with my child? Don't worry about the end goals. Worry about, did you put in the time to work on the task you wanted to work on without distraction? That's your only metric of success. If you run your life on a to-do list and you don't finish what you said you're going to do, which barely anybody with a to-do list actually, who runs a life with a to-do list actually does, you're reinforcing a negative self-image of, another day went by and here I go, I didn't do what I said I was going to do. Look, I still got all these things that I didn't get to. What a loser. As opposed to when you measure yourself based on this only metric of, did I do what I said I was going to do for as long as I said I would without distraction, you are a winner with every time box. Being indistractable, first and foremost, is about personal integrity. It's about being as honest with yourself as you are with other people, right? We all know that we wouldn't want to be a liar. Being called a liar is one of the worst insults anybody could say to you, right? You wouldn't want to lie to your friends, to your family, to your coworkers, and yet we lie to ourselves every day, right? Oh, I'm definitely going to go work out. No, you didn't. I'm definitely going to eat right. Nah. I'm definitely going to be fully present with the people I love. Not really. We lie to ourselves, and that takes a huge psychic toll on our self-image, and we don't even realize it until it's too late. And that's when people start concocting all these ridiculous ideas. Oh, I have a short attention span, or I'm bad with time management, or hey, you know what, I probably need some kind of diagnosis. It's all ridiculous. For the vast majority of people, there's nothing wrong with them, right? They just reinforce this crappy self-image of someone who's incapable when they are perfectly capable if they had the right techniques. The pop psychology is so off base, right? One of the most popular things that you hear these days around goals is that you have to have visioning. Let's all sit down and make a 5-year plan and a visioning board, right? So that we can envision what we want. And it turns out that studies show that people who do this are shooting themselves in the foot. That we know that studies find that thinking to yourself, oh, I want that beach body, is pretty much the worst thing you can do if you really do want that beach body.
Really?
There's a good visioning and bad visioning. Bad visioning is from this idea of the secret, right? The law of attraction, that, envision yourself wealthy, envision yourself being in love, envisioning yourself being in good physical shape. Terrible. Don't do that. The good kind of visioning is not visioning the outcome, because what's happening when you envision the outcome is that you are satiating that desire. By imagining it, you are satiating it. It feels like you already got it. Instead, the good kind of visioning is to envision what you will do when something gets in the way of the actions you have to take to get that goal. So instead of thinking, oh my God, I'm gonna look so good with a six-pack, instead think about, what am I gonna do next time I go up with my friends and they offer me a piece of chocolate cake? If there's one mantra I live by and is kind of the foundation of my life now, I'm 42 years old. I used to be clinically obese. Today I'm in the best shape of my life. I actually have a six-pack for the first time ever. And I'm not saying this to brag. I'm saying this because what I've learned is that consistency is more important than intensity, right? Consistency over intensity in every area of your life. You want good relationships? You have to be consistently present with the people you love. You want to be great at your job? You have to consistently do the hard work that other people don't want to do. You want to be in good physical shape? You have to consistently show up and do the workouts. It's not about the intensity. It's not about, oh, it's New Year's, I'm going to make a resolution for 5 days and then quit. It's not about knowing what to do. We become so obsessed with, oh, what's the right workout? What's the right diet? What's the right way, this, that? I better go get a book to tell me what to do. Like, let me go listen to some guru to give me all the answers. We basically all know what to do, right? And if you don't know what to do, Google it, for God's sakes. All the answers are right there, right? We basically know what to do. What we don't know how to do is, how do we stop getting in our own way? The real problem is not that we don't know what to do, it's that we don't know how to stop getting distracted. Making time for traction is all about deciding how you want to spend your time, right? The question is, well, how do I do that? How do I decide how I'm going to spend my time? And this is where a lot of people get stuck with the time boxing technique. We've all heard it, but this is why people don't do it. They don't understand that what is the first step? How do I really get started in time boxing? The first step is to start with our values, turning our values into time. So what are values? Values are attributes of the person you want to become. Let me say that again. What are values? Values are attributes of the person you want to become. So what we're going to do is, we're going to ask ourselves, how would the person I want to become spend their time? And we're going to ask ourselves this in 3 life domains. These 3 life domains of you're at the center of these 3 life domains, then your relationships, then your work. Most people do it in the wrong order, right? They start with their work, and only then they give whatever scraps of time are remaining to their friends, their family, and to themselves. No, we want to start with you. So we ask ourselves, how would the person I want to become spend their time investing in themselves? Now, it is not up to me or anyone else to impose their values onto you. You have to ask this of yourself. How would the person I want to become spend their time investing in themselves? So how much time would they invest in physical fitness? If that's important to you. I'm not saying it should be, but if it's important to you, is that time to go to the gym, to go on a run, to go on a walk, whatever it might be, proper nutrition, rest? Oh my God, how many of us know we have to get quality sleep? Everybody knows this. I don't need to tell you that. You've read tons of literature that says sleep is important. How many of us have a bedtime? Right? How many of us actually have on our calendar?
Yeah, scheduled.
Yes. Anything you want to do with your time is fine as long as you decide in advance. So if you say, I want time to play video games, great, but put it on your schedule. Don't do it according to the tech company's schedule. Do it according to your values and your schedule. You have a rubber band and you pull on that rubber band. And you pull. Eventually you can't pull anymore. It's going to snap, but it's not just going to snap back to where it started. No, it's going to ricochet across the room. And so when we tell ourselves, don't do something, that tension that's built up is itself an internal trigger.